adiabatic process. So it is very, very important in thermodynamics. So what are the different relations? What is work done? That is either in reversible process or irreversible process. So what are different formula used in adiabatic process? So all we are here discussing any. Okay. So once again, I am requesting you, my dear boys, please don't ask any questions. Just like yesterday. Today also we will go to discuss. We are going to clarify your doubts at the end of session. No doubt. I will promise you. Please don't raise your hand. Please ask your any questions. Okay. So please note down your doubts at a side. So at last, please ask. Okay. So today I think either 1 hour, 1 hour, 10 minutes class time. Almost. Okay. So we will discuss anything. Okay. Thank you very much. Adiabatic process. What is this adiabatic process? Adiabatic. Already number of times we are discussing here. Adiabatic means no heat is exchanged between system and surrounding. No heat is exchanged between system and surrounding. That means, so let us take a system. So for convenience in our chemistry, system is nothing but a vessel fixed with a piston. This is our system. Okay. So here all these walls are adiabatic walls. That means no heat is transferred between system and surroundings. So these walls are adiabatic walls. So this is adiabatic wall. Nothing but, so heat not transferred between system and surroundings. No heat is transferred between system and surroundings. So this one also adiabatic. Everything, piston also adiabatic. Okay, so no heat is transferred. So that means those type of walls are called as adiabatic walls. Now I applied some work, some piston moving downward direction. His work is done on the system or by the system, but so piston moving push inward direction. Work is done on the system. Okay, so now the new position of this piston is like this. Because of this, some heat energy will be produced. Some heat energy produced. So because these are adiabatic walls, no heat is coming into the system or outside the system. That means that newly released heat energy, so is in the form of heat. That means system internal temperature rises because of this work. Because heat is not transferred from system to surroundings, so automatically system's temperature is increased. Systems. That means system undergoes some heating effect. Am I correct? So system undergoes some heating effect. So if work is done on the system, so if work is done on the system, so system feels heating effect. Something heating effect is observed. Okay, so if work is done by the system, so that means it loses some energy. So that means that energy only from the gas which is taken inside that one. That means no external source is there. Therefore, that means the energy of this gas, because of this moving upward direction, doing some work, so it loses some energy. Because of that, system gets cooling affected. Its heat and temperature should be decreased. So therefore, if work is done by the system, so cooling effect is observed. Cooling effect is observed. These are the most important points here. So Q is equal to 0, my dear boys. Not delta Q, it is Q is equal to 0. No heat is transferred between system and surroundings. No heat is transferred between system and surroundings. So that is the Q is equal to 0. So that means no heat is transferred, work is done on the system, heating effect we observe, work is done by the system, cooling effect is observed. So these are the observations we feel in adiabatic processes. Now, what are the different relations that are used in your adiabatic process? So just a minute. Okay, what are those different relations available in your adiabatic process? There are some derivations, my dear boys. So please see, I'm going to derive these points. So if possible, try to derive along with me. If possible, try to derive along with me. See here, what are the different relations used here? In adiabatic process, Q is equal to 0. From the first law of thermodynamics, that is delta U is equal to Q plus W. Here Q is equal to 0, that means delta U is equal to W. Delta U is equal to W. Okay, so that is for adiabatic processes. We know delta U is equal to NCV dt. It is heat capacity. It is totally heat related concept. So delta U is equal to NCV dt, and W is equal to work done by the system. That is work done. That is minus P external into dTL. W is equal to minus, sorry, not a dt. It is a dVL. Minus P external into dVL. At any point, whatever it is, reversible reaction or irreversible reaction. So generally, P external is equal to pressure of the gas. That implies, so this is equal to minus P pressure of the gas into dVL. Now the concept is applicable for, now I am applying the concept for ideal gas equation. Ideal gas, we know PV is equal to nRT. We know PV is equal to nRT. Therefore, now I convert this pressure of the gas in terms of volumes. So that implies P is equal to nRT by V, which is nothing but pressure of the gas. Substitute this value here. Therefore, W is equal to minus nRT by V into dV. Minus nRT by V into dV. This is W, my dear boys. This is delta U, my dear boys. We know delta U is equal to W. Therefore, these two relations should be equal. These two relations should be equal. Therefore, we will get, I'm writing here, NCV dt is equal to, W means minus nRT by V into dV. Minus nRT by V into dV. So this is the relation. Now, for infinite number of steps, so we are going to discuss integration. So see here, like terms bring aside, so volumes aside, and the time, that is the temperature. So this is rewritten as T like this, dt by T is equal to minus nR by NCV into 1 by V dV. Okay, so N get cancelled. Therefore, dt by T is equal to minus R by CV into dV by VL. It is one of the relations. So now I am trying to take the relation between temperature and volume for this adiabatic process. I am trying to give a relation between this temperature and volume for this adiabatic process for an ideal gas, for n moles of the gases. That is, see here. So R by CV. We know Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Listen carefully, it is just a derivation. Cp minus Cv is equal to R, and Cp by Cv is equal to gamma. Cp by Cv is equal to gamma. Now I want R by Cv. R by Cv I want it. So that is why That is why, so from this, Cp is equal to R plus Cv. Substitute this value here. Substitute that value here. Therefore, Cp means R by R plus Cv by Cv is equal to gamma. That implies R by Cv plus 1 is equal to gamma. That implies R by Cv is equal to gamma minus 1. Gamma minus 1. Substitute this R by Cv value here. Substitute that R by Cv value there. Now we will get, that implies dt by t is equal to minus gamma minus 1 into dv by v. Minus gamma minus 1 into dv by dv. So now, so I'm trying to integrate for complete process. So that is important, boys. So integrate on both sides. So now integrate dt by t from a temperature T1 to T2 minus, it is constant, my dear boys. So integrate V1 to V2 dV by Vn. For all process, for entire process, integrate. So integral 1 by t dt, that is ln t. So ln t, so T1, T2 are the limits, is equal to minus gamma minus 1 ln v from V1 to V2. From V1 to V2. That implies, by applying limit, ln T2 by T1 is equal to minus gamma minus 1 ln V2 by V1. ln V2 by V1. Okay. So now, V2 by V1. So I'm writing here ln T2 by T1. Just I'm trying to derive a relation between T and V and E. Just I'm trying to derive this equation. Is equal to minus, so I'm trying, that is gamma minus 1 ln V2 by V1 whole power minus 1. This minus is here. So that is equal to gamma minus 1 ln V1 by V2. That implies ln T2 by T1 is equal to ln V1 by V2 whole power gamma minus 1. Now cancel ln in both sides. Therefore, T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 whole power gamma minus 1. Whole power gamma minus 1. So that implies, so T2 by T1 is equal to V1 power gamma minus 1, V2 power gamma minus 1. That implies T2 into V2 power gamma minus 1 is equal to T1 into V1 power gamma minus 1. That implies TV power gamma minus 1 is equal to constant. It is the most important relation, my dear boys. It is the relation between temperature and volume. It is the relation between temperature and volume. Now I am trying to derive temperature and volume relation just by integrating for entire process. So therefore, finally we get TV power gamma minus 1 is equal to constant. It is the relation between temperature and volume for an adiabatic process. Here gamma is nothing but Poisson's ratio only. That was depending on nature of the gas, either monoatomic gas, or diatomic gas, or polyatomic gases. So we know the gamma values, replace those gamma values for different gases. Okay, it is TV power. It is the relation between temperature and volume for an adiabatic process. Similarly, pressure and volume are similarly like this. So TV power gamma is equal to constant. So it is for pressure and volume relation. It is the pressure and volume relation for adiabatic process. Next, similarly, temperature and pressure cases. So the temperature and pressure is, see here, I'm changing the pressure, that is T power gamma, P power 1 minus gamma is equal to constant. This is the relation between temperature and pressure. T power gamma, P power 1 minus gamma is equal to constant. These are the different relations applicable for adiabatic process. Just like this derivation, these are also derivative. So no need of derivations, you should know the relations, just relations. Just relations. So finally, our relations are finally P V power gamma minus 1 is equal to constant. Please try to mind it, boys. Very, very important. P V power gamma is equal to constant. Next, T power gamma, P power 1 minus gamma is equal to constant. These are the different relations between different variables for adiabatic process. These are applicable only for reversible adiabatic processes, not for irreversible process. Irreversible adiabatic process. So very, very important. These are applicable only for reversible adiabatic process, not for irreversible processes. So these are very, very important. Now we are going to derive a relation to solve the work done for adiabatic process in a reversible case and an irreversible case. Ma, Kusuma, my dear boys, all these are derivatives, just mathematical derivation. Just mathematical derivation. Just you should remember these values. Okay? So if not possible, at last I will rederive it. So don't worry. These are the derivations, just derivations. Mathematical background is needed for derivatives and integrations. Those are from your mathematics class or either from your physics class, not from your chemistry class, my dear boys. See here, now our topic is work done in different processes in adiabatic processes. Different cases in adiabatic processes. Now, work done relations. Work done relations. Now I am trying to calculate for irreversible processes. Adiabatic irreversible process. What are the formula used for work done in adiabatic process? Adiabatic irreversible process. See here, the first one in case of free expansion. In case of free expansion, whenever a word free expansion is there, P external is equal to 0 and automatically work done is equal to 0 and. So for free expansion or expansion in vacuum or free expansion, whenever the word is used, automatically external price is equal to 0. So if P external is equal to 0, automatically work done is equal to 0. PV work is equal to 0 and it is also available in case of adiabatic processes. Next one, second case, that is expansion against a constant external pressure. The same statement already used in your previous yesterday problem study. So what is the meaning? Expansion against a constant external pressure means that should be irreversible process. That should be irreversible process. Now I am going to take expansion work for adiabatic irreversible process. See here. Now We know W is equal to minus P external into dV. W is equal to minus P external into dV. That is nothing but minus P external into V2 minus V1. So once again, today all are derivations. These are all derivations. Almost there is no explanation for this. Okay, so that's why try to derive from my side. So your side also. Try, take a book and pen and paper. So derive these points, automatically we will get the answer. Just different way of approach to solve that equation, to derive that equation. Just derivative side. Okay. P external into V2 minus V1. P external into V2 minus. So, but for an ideal gas, PV is equal to nRT. That implies P is equal to nRT by V. P is equal to nRT by V. So P external means that is the pressure of the gas also. V2 minus V1. So here is the pressure of the gas. So substitute this value in the above equation. Therefore, W is equal to minus pressure of the gas nRT by V into V2 minus V1. Sorry, pressure of the gas. Just a minute. Because V and V get cancelled, but we want V values. So I'm trying to derive V value. See, V is equal to nRT by P. nRT by P. So V2 value. Now I'm collecting V2 and V1 from this. Therefore, V2 is equal to N2 R constant T2 P2. And V1 is equal to N1 R T1 by P1. From this, V1, V2 these are the relations. But here, a certain fixed quantity of gas is taken. That means the number of moles are constant. Here, for a fixed quantity of gas, N1 is equal to N2. Next, pressure of the gas. Because at constant pressure and I am taking. So pressure of the gas is also taken. So P1 is equal to P2 is equal to. See here, constant external pressure. That means the pressure is a constant. That means P1 is equal to P2 is equal to Pn. P1 is equal to P2 is equal to P. So replace these values. Therefore, V2 is equal to N R T2 by P. V1 is equal to N R T1 by P. Substitute these two values in that relation. Therefore, W is equal to minus pressure of the gas into V2 value, that is nRT2 by P minus nRT1 by P. That is the pressure of the gas, it is also pressure of the gas. That is equal to, pressure gets cancelled, that is minus nRT2 minus T1. Minus nRT2 minus T1. It is work done for an irreversible process. So very, very, very important relation. So that is nothing but W is equal to minus nR delta T. Minus nR delta T. So very, very important relation, my dear boys. So very, very important for n moles of gas. Work done for an irreversible process. Work done for an irreversible adiabatic process. W is equal to minus nR T2 minus T1. So T1, T2 values are given to you. So by using those T1, T2 values, R value is the universal gas constant. We know the value. So for given number of moles, so that is the work done for an irreversible process. So here the important one is against a constant external pressure. Whenever this process, the word is used, that is nothing but irreversible process. That is nothing but irreversible process. It is work done for an irreversible expansion. For compression, the same value falls. For compression, the same value falls. So these are very, very important. Yes, by the adiabatic process. Q0, but something work is there. That work is done in irreversible process is dispatched. Next, for a reversible process, what are the relations to solve work done in it? What is the anybody that is equation for reversible work? It is for irreversible work. It is for irreversible work. Now I am going to solve reversible work. Directly formulas are that is just I am trying formulas only. But so most of the students trying to solve. That is why I am also trying to solve the equation. So for that purpose only I solved this for here. Okay. Now reversible process. For a reversible process. For a reversible process. How to solve work done? Once again we know du is equal to q plus w, but q is equal to 0. That implies du is equal to w. No doubt this is for adiabatic case. This is for adiabatic case. We know du is equal to Cv dt for 1 mole of gas. Du is equal to Cv dt for 1 mole of gas. Okay, so take it as 1. Take it as 1. We know Cp minus Cv is equal to R and Cp by Cv is equal to gamma. Cp by Cv is equal to gamma. Okay, from this Cp is equal to R plus Cv. I am trying to calculate Cv value because Cv value is there. This Cv value is collecting from these relations. So substitute this Cp value in this relation. Therefore, Cp means R plus Cv by Cv is equal to gamma. That implies R by Cv plus 1 is equal to gamma. That implies R by Cv is equal to gamma minus 1. That implies Cv is equal to R by gamma minus 1. Cv is equal to R by gamma minus 1. Substitute this value here. Substitute that value here. So that is, therefore, so du is equal to this much. Du is equal to this much. Therefore, W is equal to. Therefore, from this is 2 ra, this is 3 ra. From this 1, 2, 3. So du is equal to Cv means that one ra. R by gamma minus 1 into dt. And also du is equal to W ra. That implies which is equal to W ra. So this is the relation. R by gamma minus 1. Therefore, dt ra. Therefore, W is equal to R by gamma minus 1 into T2 minus T1. It is for 1 mole gas. It is for 1 mole gas. For N mole gases, W is equal to NR by gamma minus 1 T2 minus T1. NR by gamma minus 1 into T2 minus T1. It is for a reversible process. For reversible process, work done is equal to, this is the formula, NR by gamma minus 1 into T2 minus T1. It is for a reversible process. This is for an irreversible process. It is for expansion, my dear boys. It is for expansion. For expansion, it is minus for always. Yes, in your question, expansion and compression, they are asking and they will ask. Okay, so these are the different relations, my dear boys. Very, very important. Some other relations are also there. I am not able to derive here. So just I am giving those relations here. See here, other relations to find out the work. That is other forms. For the other forms are W external work is equal to P final V final minus P initial V initial by gamma minus 1, or W external, it is one relation. W external is equal to P final V final by gamma minus 1 into readjustment. That is just 1 minus P initial by P final into whole power gamma minus 1 by gamma. You can derive it from this one. So these are the two important relations. These are the two important relations for adiabatic process. Two important relations. Okay, so these are very, very important. So these are very, very important, my dear boys. So among all these, this is for irreversible, this is for reversible. And these are very, very important. Please try to mind it. Work done in different processes. Work done in different processes. Okay. Yes, they are giving. So calculate it is in irreversible work or reversible work. So already against a constant external pressure, means automatically irreversible. You should identify that. Automatically there should be irreversible case. Against a constant external pressure, calculate the work done against a constant external pressure, that should be taken as irreversible. Isothermal or adiabatic, whatever it may be, that should be in irreversible. That should be in irreversible. Okay. So these are the different radiations. So we will already those gamma values for monoatomic, diatomic, and triatomic, that is polyatomic. So that is 1.66, 1.4, 1.33 are given to you already in your previous class. Already I explained that one end. Already I explained. Okay. So those are used here for depending on the gases. So please wait. I am giving some problems based on this topic. So automatically the doubts will clarify. Automatically the doubts will clarify. So you should mind these formulas, and that's enough. First of all, no need to derivation. So for reversible and irreversible case, it is for irreversible case. It is for reversible case. Okay. Now. So there is a question. It is very, very important, boys. Based on this adiabatic process. We know PV power gamma is equal to constant. It is the relation between pressure and volume for an adiabatic process. PV power gamma is equal to constant. Now I want to find out dP by dV. dP by dV for this process is equal to how much? Which is taken as slope. Which is said that is the change in pressure volume. If I am trying to draw a graph between pressure and volume, so dP, dy by dx, that is like dP by dV is equal to slope of the line. If you want to find out the slope of the line, you should calculate dP by dV value. From this relation, how to calculate the dP by dV value? So it is once again derivative process. Try it. Try it, my dear boys. You know derivations very well. Derivatives very well. So try to derive this one. I am trying. So it is constant. That is I am taking. That is PV power gamma is equal to constant. Let it be K. Differentiate both sides with respect to V1. That is with respect to P and with respect to other sign. So first of all, with respect to P, dP into V power gamma is equal to plus function rule. So here, that is here volume constant. Now P is constant. So gamma into V power gamma minus 1. Gamma into V power gamma minus 1 is equal to 0. Now, dp into v power gamma is equal to minus p into gamma into v power gamma minus 1. Now we are trying to derive dp by vn, dp by dv. Just made it by here. dv term is there. It is dv term is there. And now, so dp by dv is equal to minus p gamma into v power gamma minus 1 by v power gamma. V power gamma. Now, how much is the value? See here. That is equal to minus p gamma v power gamma minus 1 into v power minus gamma. Nothing but minus p power gamma v power gamma minus 1 minus gamma. It is cancelled. That is by minus p by v into gamma. Minus p by v into gamma. So therefore, dp by dv is equal to minus p by v into gamma. It is one of the most important relations, sir. So this gives the slope of adiabatic line. Slope of the adiabatic line. Okay. Now there is a question based on this topic. So see here, what is the question? So the question is, in PV graph, calculate the ratio of slopes of work done in adiabatic process to work done in isothermal process. Work done in isothermal process. We want to calculate the ratio of slopes of work done in adiabatic process and work done in isothermal process. So here PV graph. That means take the relation in terms of present volume for isothermal and adiabatic processes. So see here, for isothermal, temperature constant. So PV is equal to constant. Because we know PV is equal to nRT. So T value constant, that is the overall value constant. nRT value constant, that is the PV is equal to constant. It is for isothermal cases. Now I am trying to calculate once again dP by dV. So dP by dV for isothermal case. So dP into V plus P into dV is equal to 0. Differentiation. Therefore, VdP is equal to minus P dV. dP by dV is equal to minus P by V. It is for slope in isothermal case. Next, for adiabatic case, adiabatic process, P V power gamma is equal to constant. So from this already we derived, this is the equation. So dP dV, which is called slope, which is equal to minus P by V into gamma. So now take the ratios. Ratio of slope for adiabatic end. Slope of adiabatic process by slope of isothermal process, which is equal to adiabatic process. This one minus P by V into gamma by minus P by Vn. So cancel. Therefore, answer is gamma. It is very, very important, my dear boys. See here. So the answer is Adiabatic slope. It is adiabatic slope and adiabatic slope is equal to gamma times of isothermal slope and adiabatic slope is gamma times that of isothermal slope. Finally, which one slope is more? Whose slope is more, my dear boys? Is adiabatic slope or isothermal slope? Whose slope is more? Adiabatic slope. So that is why at one time I draw PV lines there. This is pressure axis, it is volume axis. So see here, it is iso process, it is for isothermal process, it is for adiabatic process. So adiabatic slope is more than that of thermal process. So I explain later the word already used at time. So this is, so it is isothermal case, it is adiabatic case. We know adiabatic slope is always greater than that of isothermal slope. How many times? Gamma times is more. Gamma times is more. It is very, very important. It is very, very important. Okay. So number of times asked 2 or 3 times in our mains exam. Ask which of the following is the correct one. Is this gamma or 1 by gamma, gamma power 2, like this. So the answer is gamma. The ratio of adiabatic slope to isothermal slope for a PV work done is equal to, for PV work done is equal to gamma. Okay, so very, very important model. Next one, number of times asked model any, that is heat capacity of an ideal gas. Our target is adiabatic process completed. Now our topic is heat capacity of an ideal gas. Heat capacity of an ideal gas in a polytropic process. Heat capacity of an ideal gas in a polytropic process. Heat capacity at constant volume, I will explain. Polytropic process. What is this polytropic process? So it is the thermodynamic process, a thermodynamic process which obeys the relation that is PV power X is equal to constant. Any thermodynamic process which obeys the relation PV power X is equal to constant is called as a polytropic process. It's called as a polytropic process. What is this P? What is this V? What is that X? P is the pressure of the gas. P is the pressure of the gas. Obeys the that is it is nothing but a thermodynamic process which obeys the relation is the polytropic process. Is the polytropic process. Here P is the pressure of the gas, V is the molar volume of the gas, that is specific volume of the gas. X is the polytropic index. X is the polytropic index. Polytropic index, nothing but a real number. nothing but a real number. So the x value is changing for process to process. For different process, that x value. For example, if it is isothermal process, x is equal to 1 ra, that is PV is equal to constant. For adiabatic process, that x is equal to gamma ra, PV power gamma is equal to constant. All processor comes under this equation. That is, poly means very processed. So that is why it is called as a polytropic process. So see here, for this process, the heat capacity Cv is described as Cv is equal to R by gamma minus 1 minus Ri x minus 1. It is very, very important, my dear boys. It is the heat capacity at constant volume. Specific heat capacity at a constant volume for a polytropic process is equal to R by gamma minus 1 minus R by x minus 1. This x is this value. So if you know the x value, it is easy to calculate Cv. It is easy to calculate Cv. Okay, so it is very, very important. See here. So for different processes, what is that x value? See here. I'm trying to derive right graph between measure and volume, that is a PV work. This is constant pressure, that is isobaric. It is at constant volume, that is isobaric. This is isothermal case. This is adiabatic case. It is isobaric work. It is isochoric work. It is adiabatic work. It is isothermal work. Already we know that isobaric work greater than isothermal work greater than adiabatic work greater than isochoric work. Adiabatic work greater than isochoric work. So for isobaric pressure constant, here x is equal to 0. For this process, x is equal to 0. For isobaric process, x is equal to 0. For isothermal, x is equal to 1 ra. For isothermal PV power x. So for isothermal, x is equal to 1. For adiabatic, x is equal to gamma ra. For adiabatic process, x is equal to gamma. Okay, so it is very, very important. So okay, next for isochoric, x is equal to infinity. X is equal to infinity. So these are the different values for different processes. All these processes comes under here. So that it explains every process. That is called as polytropic process, applicable for only ideal gases. Only for ideal gas. Okay. For this process, work external, work done formula for external work is equal to P2 V2 minus P1 V1 by x minus 1, which is equal to NR delta T by x minus 1. This is the equation to calculate external work. So these are the most important formulas. You should know, you should by heart these two formulas. So not only, you know, it is very, very important. It is very, very important. So it is work done. That is the heat capacity at constant volume. Heat capacity at constant volume for a polytropic process. What is a polytropic process? Any process which follows this equation. PV power gamma, PV power x is equal to constant. So any process which follows this equation is considered as a polytropic process. So for process, this is the Cv value, this is the work external value. So this is almost the end of this weekend syllabus. Okay. So now we are taking some problems based on this one. So very, very important. So I'm taking some problems based on this one. So now from here I'm starting polytropic process. See here. So before going to take some problems, there is one law, that is the zeroth law. So actually no need for this weekend exam. But in our syllabus there is zeroth law. Once again, once I will explain. See here. What is zeroth law? Zeroth law. What is this zeroth law? This zeroth law, generally thermodynamics, there are certain laws in first law, second law, third law, like that. All these are not derived from any source. These are extracted from the nature. All these laws are extracted from the nature. Okay, so every thermodynamic law is coming from nature only. So this law is explained, this is observed from the nature after stating the first law and second law. That's why it is something better than, that means it is at first law. That is why these are taken as zeroth law. What is this zeroth law? See here. Let a system A is a system which is in equilibrium with Cn. There is a thermal equilibrium. A thermal equilibrium with Cn. A is in thermal equilibrium. That means the temperature between these two is the same. Thermal equilibrium means, so they are at same temperature. So that is in thermal equilibrium. There is another system B, which is also is in thermal equilibrium with Cn. A is in equilibrium with C, B also is in thermal equilibrium with C. So then automatically A is in equilibrium with B. A is in equilibrium with B. It is very, very important. So then see my advice. So a system is in equilibrium with a third system. A second system is also a thermal equilibrium with a third system. So automatically first and second also in thermal equilibrium. This is in your 10th class, no doubt. So just I recollected that point. Okay, that means heat flows from, always flows from one to another. That is from hot body to cold body. So up to a thermal equilibrium is exists. Up to a thermal equilibrium is exists. So that is the zeroth law of thermodynamics. That is zeroth law of thermodynamics. Okay, so this is very, very important. So no need for this explanation. Just temperature, heat flow from hot body to cold body up to reaching the thermal equilibrium. Reaching the reaching of thermal equilibrium, heat flows from hot body to cold body. It is very no needed. So it is, see here. So there is a system here. It has certain temperature. Let it be 100 degrees centigrade. Let it be. C has a something temperature. So don't consider now B. So C has a certain temperature. It is that is, let it be 50 degrees centigrade. Okay. Now heat flows from A to C. Up to these two are matched. So that means the temperature of A is decreased and temperature of C is increased. So by transferring heat from A to C, now it reaches to 70. It also reaches to 70. So now these two are in equilibrium. No heat is exchanged between A to C. These two are in thermal equilibrium. Now similarly, B also, B is at 150. B is at 158, but it is only 70. That means some heat is flowing from this. Automatically heat is decreased. So decrease it to, I think it is 90. Let it be. Now it is also going to be 90. Now these are not in equilibrium. This is also finally reaches to 90. So automatically, so these three are in equilibrium. If one is in equilibrium with B, C, and B is also in equilibrium with C, automatically these two temperatures also same. Otherwise, it is not possible. That is called as zeroth law. It is from practical evidence. So it is also extracted from practical. So from nature, it is okay. So it is very, very important. Now I am taking some problems based on our this week's syllabus. See here. Mohan, I will clarify your doubt at last. Please wait. See here. An ideal monoatomic gas undergoes a process in which the ratio of pressure to volume at any instant is constant and equal to 1. What is the molar heat capacity of the gas? What is the molar heat capacity of the gas at constant pressure? What is the molar heat capacity of the gas at constant pressure? So, see my device. So, a monoatomic gas, first of all. A monoatomic gas. For monoatomic gas, we know gamma is equal to 5/3. Already I wrote those values, I think yesterday or day before yesterday. Monoatomic gas, gamma is equal to 5/3. Okay, so that is the information from monoatomic gas. And the ratio of pressure to volume is equal to 1. That means P by V is equal to 1. P by V is equal to 1. Okay, so that implies P V power minus 1 is equal to constant. 1 is nothing but constant. Therefore, it is the polytropic process. It follows P V power x is equal to constant. It is nothing but polytropic process. Okay, therefore x is equal to minus 1. X is equal to minus 1. Already we know gamma value. From these two values, we calculate CV value. What is the relation for the CV value? So CV value is equal to R by gamma minus 1 minus R by X minus 1. It is for CV value. That is equal to R gamma minus 1. Gamma is 5/3. Minus 1 minus R by X is minus 1. Minus 1. That is equal to R by 5/3 means it is 2/3 minus R by minus of minus plus R by 2. R by 2. That is plus. That is equal to 3R by 2 plus R by 2. That is 4R by 2, which is equal to 2R. It is CV value, my dear boy. But we asked heat capacity of the gas at constant pressure. It is at constant volume. But we want heat capacity at constant pressure. Therefore, Cp is equal to, that is already we know, Cp minus Cv is equal to R. From this, Cp is equal to R plus Cv. That is equal to R plus Cv is 2R. That is equal to 3R is the answer. Not 2R, my dear boy. It is 3R. Directly we will get Cv, heat capacity at constant volume. But I asked heat capacity at constant pressure. It is 3R. Simple one. Now one more example. Please wait. So I'm waiting from your side, my dear boy. So please solve your side. For an ideal diatomic gas, during any process, T is equal to KVN. T is equal to KV. Find out the molar heat capacity of the gas at constant volume during the process. Waiting for you. Convert the T value in terms of P. So PV power gamma form, convert that value, T is equal to KV. That relation in terms of PV power X is equal to constant by using PV is equal to nRT. Already I told Rakshit. Check your previous notes. Rakshit, check your previous notes. For monoatomic gases, gamma value is 5 by 3. For diatomic gases, gamma is equal to 7 by 5. 7 by 5. For monoatomic, 5 by 3. Not gamma, my dear boy, that is X. Yes, correct. X is equal to that much, correct. Correct, boy. Good. Nikhil, you are correct. Others wrong. Prashwant, correct. Others wrong. Wrong, Rakesh. See here, T is equal to KV. That implies T V power minus 1 is equal to K. But we know PV is equal to nRT. So T term, T is replaced. That implies T is equal to PV by NR. Substitute this value here. That implies PV by NR into V power minus 1 is equal to Kn. N constant, R constant, these are constants. PV power 0 is equal to constant. So this is PV power gamma. Here X is equal to 0. Here X is equal to 0. Now CV is equal to R by gamma minus 1 minus R by X minus 1. That is equal to R by gamma value. It is a diatomic gas. Gamma value is equal to 7 by 5. For monoatomic gas, 5 by 3. It is diatomic gas, 7 by 5. That is 7 by 5 minus 1 minus R by minus 1. So how much is the answer finally we will get? That is 7 by 2 R. Finally, the answer is 7 by. It is CV, heat capacity at constant volume. Please try to mind. It is at constant volume. May ask in constant pressure just like in the previous problem. Okay? It is heat capacity. These are related to polytropic process. For polytropic process. Whatever the equation given to you, convert that in terms of PV power X is equal to gamma. Use this relation to calculate the CV value. Okay? Now, some other problems based on yesterday's topic. The difference between heat of reaction at constant pressure and at constant volume. For a reaction given below, at 25 degrees centigrade, in kilojoules is dash. In kilojoules. The equation is 2C6H6, which is a liquid, plus 15O2, which is a gas, gives 12CO2, it is a gas, plus 6H2O, which is a liquid. This is the relation. For this reaction, you want to calculate the difference between heat of reaction at constant pressure to the constant volume value. Good, correct? Heat of reaction at constant pressure and constant volume. Heat of reaction at constant pressure, that is delta H. At constant volume, that is delta U only. Constant volume, delta U, that is delta H. Now, you want to derive the relation between, the difference between delta H minus delta U is equal to how much? That is the difference value you want to calculate. Correct. That is the difference. We know the relation. Delta H is equal to delta U plus delta N RT. That implies delta H minus delta U is equal to delta N RT. Now you calculate delta N value. So delta N is equal to NP minus NR. Only we should take gaseous moles of products minus gaseous moles of reactant. Here this is the liquid, no need to consider. It is the liquid, no need to consider. So just the product value 12. So reactants gaseous moles, that is 12 minus 15, which is equal to minus 3 N. It is delta N value. So therefore delta H minus delta U is equal to delta N minus 3. R value, you want to calculate in kilojoules. R value in kilojoules. In joules, R value 8.314. In kilojoules into 10 power minus 3. It is R value in kilojoules into temperature at 25 degrees centigrade. 25 plus 273. So finally, we have the answer minus 7.43 kilojoules. Minus 7.43. It is the difference between delta H and delta U. Easy? Easy or not? Are you there, my dear boy? Okay. Next one. If 1 mole of monoatomic gas gamma value is equal to 5/3 is mixed with 1 mole of diatomic gas gamma is equal to 7/5 Full stop. The value of Poisson's ratio for this mixture is that's the question. Good, correct, Siddharth? Siddharth, absolutely correct. So mixture problem, I think day before yesterday we used, or yesterday, mixture problem. So here monoatomic gas and a diatomic gas are mixed. There are monoatomic gas and a diatomic gas. These are the two cases. For monoatomic gas, we know Cp is equal to 5/7 Rn. Sorry, 5/2. Cv is equal to 3/2 Rn. For this diatomic gas, Cp is equal to 7/2 R. Cv is equal to 5/2 Rn. Cv is equal to 5/2 R. So it is monoatomic gas, number of moles is equal to 1. Diatomic gas also 1 mole. That is, number of moles is equal to 1. These two are mixed. Mixed Cv, mixed Cp, calculate it. So therefore, Cp mixed is equal to N1 into Cp1 plus N2 into Cp2 by N1 plus N2. N is the number of moles. N1 plus N2. That is equal to N1, 1. It is 1. It is N2. These are 1. These are 2. Okay, apply the formula. That is N1, 1 into Cp1, 5/2 R plus 1 into 7/2 R by 1 plus 1. That is equal to 3 R. Cp, that is 3 R. Okay, so therefore, Cv, similarly, Cv mixture is equal to, we know Cp minus Cv is equal to R. So therefore, Cv is equal to Cp minus R. Cp minus R. Cp value 3 R minus R, which is equal to 2 R. Which is equal to 2 R. Okay, therefore, gamma mixture is equal to Cp by Cv, Cp mixture by Cv mixture end. Therefore, Cp mixture 3R by 2R. Get 3/2 only. That is 1.5. Yes. 1.5 and answer. Simple and number of moles N1, N2. So sometimes it is 3 moles, it is 5 moles like this. Some problems may also give. So these are number of moles N1, N2. So the Cv values and Cp values for monoatomic, diatomic from our mind, postage. Okay, so use the formula, general formula. Next one. The molar heat capacity of water at constant pressure is 75 joule Kelvin inverse mole inverse. When 1 kilojoule of heat is supplied to 1 kilojoule of heat is supplied to 100 grams of water. 100 grams of water, which is free to expand. The increase in temperature of water is dash. The increase in temperature of water is dash. So heat capacity of water at constant pressure. Good, correct? And see, Siddharth, both are correct. That is, heat capacity at constant pressure means Cp. That means Cp. We want to calculate increase in temperature. Delta T is equal to how much? Delta T is how much? Heat is supplied, nothing but Q is supplied. We have the formula in terms of this. Q is equal to NCP dt. NCP dt. N is the number of moles. So M is equal to weight by gram molecular weight. Okay. Q is 1 kilojoule of heat. 1 kilojoule of heat, but it is in joules. It is in kilojoules. Turn this kilojoules into joules, which is nothing but 1000 joules. 1 kilojoule is nothing but 1000 joules. Therefore, Q is equal to 1000. N is weight by gram molecular weight. Weight of what is 100 by molecular weight 18. Cp value, heat capacity, it is 75 into delta T. You want to calculate delta T. Therefore, after final calculation, delta T is equal to 2.4, which is in Kelvin scale. 2.4 is the answer. Okay. Okay, correct. Next one. When a system, see here boys, there is a diagram. There is A point, there is a B point. A to B, a process is completed. It is A, it is B, it is through C. So A to B, there is another path along this through E, and B to A is coming out. B to A along a point D. It is the pressure volume graph end, work end. So that is the diagram. When a system is taken from A to B, from A to B, along path ACB, comma 100 joules of heat, 100 joules of heat flows into the system. Flows into the system, and system does a work of 40 joules. How much heat flows? How much heat flows into the system? Into the system along path AEB, along path AEB. If work done by the system is 20 joules. Work done by the system is 20 joules. Next, the system return from B to A, along path BDA. Along path BDA. If work done on the system is If work done on the system is 30 joules, then identify if heat is absorbed or released, and also find its amount, It is a lengthy process and lengthy problem, but very small calculations. Try to read once again. There is a process. So A to B, that may change along this direction or along this direction. So A to B, there is two paths. This one and this one, two paths are there. Okay. So B to A, only one path. See here, when a system is taken from A to B along ABC, ACD, ACB, along ACB, and along AEB. So along ACB, heat flows into the system. That is, Q is equal to plus R. And system does work. It is minus R. System does work. That is minus R. How much heat flows into the system? That is plus Q. The system along the path AC, if work is done by the system, by the system means minus 10. Okay, so here I am taking delta U. At this case, it is U1, U2. So delta U in this path is equal to delta U in this path, because change in internal energy is a state function, not a path function. Whatever it will be, the path is completed. So along this one, let us take delta U1, it is delta U2. So because the delta U is a state function, that means delta U1 is equal to delta U2 only. So therefore, delta U1 is equal to delta U2. Delta U nothing but Q plus W1, which is equal to Q2 plus W2. Q1 plus W1, Q2 plus W2. Q1 is plus. That means 100 joules of each. So 100 minus work done, it is a minus 40 is equal to Q2. You want to calculate Q2. W2, work is done by the system. That is why it is minus 10, minus 20. Minus 20. Now Qt is equal to how much? Plus 121, that is 80. 80 joules. So therefore, in the second process, 80 joules of heat is supplied. 80 process of heat is supplied. So it is the simplest explanation. So it is up to this completed. Did you catch my point? See here, it is point. I am considering delta U only. Delta U is a state function, so it is not depending on path. Delta U nothing but Q1 plus W. Delta U2 means Q2 plus W. But delta U1 is equal to delta U2. Therefore, Q1 plus W1 is equal to Q2 plus W2. So based on that, I calculate so Q2 is equal to 80 joules. Q2 is equal to 80 joules. Okay, so up to this confirmed. Yes, wait. Now, the system returns to B to A. Come back. Returns to B to A. Okay. So, that means back. Therefore, delta U A to B is equal to minus delta U B to A. Because state function, it is applicable in. So forward direction positive, reverse direction is minus 10. Okay. Now, see here, the work is done by the system is 70. Done on the system, it is a plus 10. Work is done on the system is 30. Then identify heat is absorbed or released. Identify heat is absorbed or released. Now see here. So here delta U is equal to how much? So along A to B, delta U is equal to 80. Along delta U 80. 20, it is 30, that is delta U is equal to 60 joules. Is there any doubt? Just a minute, boy. The system returns from B to A along path BDA. If work done on the system is 30 joules, work done on the system is 30 joules. Identify heat is absorbed or released along the path. Okay, right. Along A to B, delta U is equal to how much? So see here, delta U, it is 100 minus 40. 100 minus 40 is delta U. So that is equal to 60 N. Delta U. Therefore, along B to A, delta U is equal to minus 60. Along B to A, that is minus 60. So now for B to A, calculate it. So therefore, minus 60 is equal to Q plus W. W is 30 N. Therefore, Q is equal to minus 90. That means minus indicates losing energy, heat lost. That is, heat is released. Therefore, heat released and the quantity is 90 joules of heat is released. 90 joules of heat is